Hello. Welcome back to A Mile a Minute, which is my little live stream crafting while watching Gilmore Girls and talking about it because I've seen Gilmore Girls a million times. I don't know why I grabbed this lighter, not the remote, which is what I need because I have got to get the episode started. Okay, so today we're doing season 1, episode 6, which is Rory's birthday parties. I'm obsessed with this episode. This episode is so good. And it's like so I feel like okay, so the episode before this was Cinnamon's Wake. And I feel like that's the episode that really solidified, okay, this show is going to be like a hit. It's going to be amazing. And then to hit again with Rory's birthday parties, like I can't even imagine being um alive at the time that this was coming out on TV, and like you're hit with those two bangers back to back. It'd be so nice. Um, but yeah, because then after that is Kiss and Tell, which is not necessarily my favorite episode because it's kind of like silly. It's like the first kiss, silly. Love War and Snow. I don't know. You know how I like to talk about like the overall arc of the season and whatnot. But I think that this is an early high point is this episode 5 and episode 6 dual situation here. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get into Rory's birthday parties. And while I do that, I'm going to work on a project that I literally just started. Man, this at the beginning, the Gilmore's house is just like so old school. I realized so quick. And I do not know who that comedian is that they said. Like, I've never heard of her. Oh, I forgot to count down. Sorry, guys, if you're watching this with me. Oh, they're doing the, they have to put down what they want when Emily and Richard die. And honestly, like, do you even have grandparents if they haven't at some point made you decide to like take something or like make you and your cousins like sit down and like, oh, we have all of this thing. Who's gonna have what? Because my grandparents have definitely done that. Like all my grandparents. Kind of having a rough day, I'm going to be honest. So I don't know how much I'm going to talk. But, you know. Okay. I'm making a little plant holder, which is not enough description. Maybe once I get through enough of this, if I do enough of this in this episode, you'll be able to see what I'm making. But essentially at the beginning, I'm just making one big circle. And this is t-shirt yarn, which I have a tutorial on how to make t-shirt yarn in my, if you go to my channel. So, unless you've got your funeral plots versus decorate, we should really be going. Any special requests for dinner next week? Oh, well, Mom, I want to talk to you for a minute. Oh, yeah, it's her birthday. Man, the fact that it's next week and Emily, like, pulls this shindig out, like, damn. Like, were invitations really going out, like, the week of, I guess, for a birthday party? I mean, I guess that makes sense. But it's like, dang, okay. It's wild. Like, I guess I don't know what I would expect her to, I wouldn't expect Emily to like give up her Friday night, but it does seem just kind of wild. It's kind of a wild thing to require. Lorelai's like more right than she realizes in this. I mean, obviously not any of this stuff, but it does become a way bigger deal. Angel wings. What's an angel wing? It's not that amazing. It's just a wild thing to get so passionate about. Pudding. Pudding kind of is hospital food. Hot take. Hot take for this episode.
Open your mouth and close your eyes. Okay. Okay, ready? Truly amazing. Yeah. What is it? I don't know. It's like a what? Like a berry.
She freaking nails it.
For some time now, I've been playing with cross-pollination. Finally, I figured out a way to cross a raspberry with a kumquat. Kumquat? That's what it tastes. Are you serious? How did you do this? You didn't build one of those machines like in The Fly, did you? Where I can find you wandering the streets with a raspberry head crying to me? You can make fun of me all you want to today. Today, I have come. Today, Mother Nature has bowed down to me. How nice for her. Michelle Jackson. No need to fit me in. I'm quite happy to
nice for her.
Whatever it is that is making him pay his house. You need me? Hey, Rory's birthday party is Saturday night, so start thinking up reasons why you can't come. I'm going to be out of town. Oh, you did that last year. I'm going to get that for you. 7 o'clock, present mandatory. Brass swap? Lucy, I'm home. Kitchen. Dreamy. You can't marry Brittany. I'll just cry and cry.
I did something wrong. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how this is going. Sorry, I'm not talking a lot.
I want to get Rory a birthday present. Well, I'm sure whatever you get her, she'll love. But I want to get her something special, something she wants, something that you would get her. Okay, fine. You can get her the bomb then. It isn't funny. I hardly see this girl. We only get to talk at dinner once a week, and then it's all about school and Jane. Lame. I thought you might let me into your secret club just this one time and help me buy something for her birthday. You're serious? What if you're always serious? Okay. 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 Well, good. I'll meet you at Daniel's tomorrow at 3. Okay. And dress a pro.
Imagine if your mother, I mean, maybe people have moms like this, so I guess I shouldn't say it this way, but it's just like, I cannot imagine having a mother that would say on the phone to me, dress appropriately. Like, that's so rude. This is crazy to like give her whole birth story on the invitation. Like what?
It's your Friday birthday, girl.
Oh, like so sad to hear that. Ooh man, I watched Saltburn last night, and there's a moment. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. I'm only gonna talk about like this one moment that doesn't matter that much, but it's so cringe because it's his birthday and they're singing happy birthday to him, and then when it gets to the part where they have to say like happy birthday to blank their name, because the whole party was giving kind of like this party that happens later in this episode, and then they don't know his name, and it's like so awkward, and everybody's like, right, right, you know. So I feel like what she ends up with in this shopping trip is bizarre to me. Like the little beaded bracelets. And maybe that's a hot take, but it's like you would think that she would get her like a couple things, like maybe even the day planner. Like she could get her the day planner and a fancy pen. Like I feel like Rory would like a fancy pen, actually, even though Lorelai pretty much says that she wouldn't. But like one that was actually functional. And like they could get her pearls and the bracelet. Like, I don't know, pearl earrings and those like funky bracelets. But it's just interesting. She just ends up with these just like little, I don't know, chunky bracelets. I like how she kind of explains it all out to her mom. Like, this is all she needs from her mom is for her to reach out, to attempt to do things that she thinks that Lorelai and Rory will enjoy. Not wrong. The idea of a car wash being $6, like, I'm pretty sure the cheapest car wash you can get these days is definitely like $12 plus. Inflation. This is the most out of pocket. Luke says, "Will you marry me?" to her. This is the most out of pocket line in this whole fucking show. Like, that's so random that he just randomly says, "I love you." Oh my gosh. Look. Oh yeah, I decided to switch to or I didn't decide to switch to purple. I switched to purple because I only had a tiny little ball of orange. And I need this to be 11 inches across, which is a lot more inches than this is right now. So there's that. I really wish that we got to see like a before and after, even though I know that's silly. But of like I wish we got to see more of Lorelai's like sewing content. Cause that's who I am. She's so funny. See, I always feel like I'm messing something up. This is a very sweet tradition, but it's also like, I don't know, it's just interesting. I'm like not somebody who grew up with like a whole thing about your like the birth story. I guess I kind of did, but like I don't know, I don't feel like my mom has ever sat down and been like, this is everything that happened on the day that you were born. I love how this exact monologue is, or not monologue, but this exact piece of dialogue happens again in the later season. It's like one of the only clever things that they did later in the season. Doing the splits on a creative dynamite. I wonder if she actually threw ice chips at the nurses because that's like kind of messed up. It's kind of a messed up vibe, honestly. Okay, this looks right. Like it looks okay. It looks good. Dare I say? But it's I don't know. I think it's wrong. Oh. Okay. Also, he says that he blew these balloons up. I feel like they're hanging. Like I feel like they're floating. So it's like that. Yeah, they're floating balloons. So like he says he blew them up with helium. Does he have a helium tank? These are the things that just make me like. He should have said the balloons that I got for you. Because it like makes sense. I mean, I don't know where in Stars Hollow you're getting a freaking balloon at a time before somebody's having breakfast. But it's like the logistics. Those are always some of my favorite things to talk about with shows and movies and stuff. It's just like I love to break the illusion. I'm so annoying, honestly, to watch stuff with. I feel like because if I actually am comfortable and I'm like sitting and like talking like how I do this. I mean, I don't talk this much during movies, especially if I haven't seen them. But like, if I'm talking about things, I'm definitely like, how's that happening? Like, what's happening here? What are the logistics of this? My partner's like, what does it matter? It's a movie. It's about suspended disbelief or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But still.
Why are you smiling? No, not that. Why are you touching that? Don't look. I want those 6 inches apart. Get a ruler.
Like the idea that she could be having a party that was this intense, like with all of this staff, and she didn't start planning it until a week before. She must have already been planning it, and that was also why she was like, we're not switching days. That's got to be the assumption, right? Because otherwise, I'm like, how are you getting these caterers here that fast? Maybe it's a different world where you can throw a party in a week.
Jeez, Mom, we some servants for us in the neighborhood.
Some servants.
Hey, Grandma. Wow, you really went all out, huh? Well, I wanted everything to be perfect. What do you think? I think Edith Wharton would have been proud. Did you take notes?
Got her 6 inches apart. Okay, I do want to see how wide this is. I know that this is not anywhere close to 11 inches wide, but it's getting there. I've never had a Shirley Temple Black. I assume that it's just vodka that goes in there into a Shirley Temple. I love a Shirley Temple, honestly. I'll mess up a Shirley Temple. Okay, this is 7.5 inches long.
Oh my god. Oh, Missy, wow.
So I think I'm probably gonna need.
I was gonna say high school, but okay. Oh no.
Maybe 3 or 4 more rounds. I don't think I have enough purple. So we'll see how fast this goes. Man, this girl's like giving her the 3rd degree. I would literally punch her in the face. She answers him. Like, why does Lorelai answer him? I guess maybe just for our benefit. Also, like the fact that Christopher hasn't been mentioned at all. Pretty much, I think, at this point. I see someone else. God, Richard is insufferable in these first couple of episodes. I'm gonna be honest. I know he grows to be, or like, I know he's a beloved character, and I do like him just fine. But he's annoying in these first couple episodes. But I do like, man, get money, dude. Can you imagine? Like, yeah, that's probably thousands of dollars. This birthday party gets Rory. Oh God, as somebody who's like so awkward, this makes me feel so awkward. It's her party.
Paris? My parents made it come. Otherwise, it wouldn't be here.
Yeah, like your worst enemies at your party. It's dumb. Oh God, she's just like ping ponging, just bad situation to bad situation. She's like so strong, honestly. I mean, I know she's with Dean, but like, and she knows that he's kind of this dialogue. This like Rory. This is why I don't think Alexis Bledel did a bad job. Like this whole party scene, and I know that it kind of ends up with her being a little bit hysterical, but this like ping ponging thing that she does here, and having to deal with all this like is really well done, I think. Like both from a writing standpoint and from an acting standpoint. And she's so beautiful.
Wow, meeting your mom.
God, he's so annoying.
Okay, I'm ready.
Imagine like being asked to stand up and say a few words to them. You know nobody there. Like you know nobody's name besides like some people that you hate.
You are. This is your party, and these are your guests, and I don't have anything to say to them. So you get to speak. Rory, excuse me. What's that all about?
Emily's so harsh. Literally.
Hey, your room. How are you doing? Sorry, I
Freaky Friday.
She just went ahead and invited all the kids to show me. Okay. I thought she'd check them out with you. She didn't ask me or tell me. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I don't know, it really made me mad. Oh, honey, why didn't you tell me? Because you were happy. It's not very often that there's peace between you two. I don't want to screw it. Rory, I appreciate you wanting Mom and I to get along. You shouldn't keep stuff like that from me. I feel terrible. I have never yelled at her. Well, listen, you'll apologize. All will be forgotten.
Well, okay, I ran out of that ball of t-shirt yarn pretty quick. This is the back of it, and this is the front of what I've made so far. Well, okay, so it's going to be like a plant holder that's made out of t-shirt yarn. So then like a 10-inch pot that's like plastic. It has a big aloe vera. I'm looking over there because that's where it is. We'll go into this, but this is like the bottom. So I got to make it as wide. Let's see how wide it is after one more loop. It's not quite done, but it's almost done. Because it was, what, 7.5 last time? Oh, okay. It's solidly 9 inches now, which means that I'm probably going to have to do only 1 or 2 more loops. Or 1 or 2 more rounds. Not loops. Gonna have to do a lot more loops. Because it's crochet.
There you are. You are both being very rude. This isn't my birthday party, though. Sorry, Mom. Honestly, the two of you act.
Okay.
Grandma, I just want to talk about this later.
It is interesting how those dresses, like when she pulled out the, what is it called? Tulle. It does look like she took that tulle and made it into, like for Rory, it's like her little shawl thing, maybe. And then for Lorelai, it's like a round, it still like goes down lower. Like it's the bottom half of her dress. And then they have this like crushed velvet situation. Like I'm just so into it. I'm so into the idea. Imagine like so these are your grandparents, these are like your super rich grandparents, and you open a present from your grandma and grandpa, and it's just 3 like plastic bead bracelets. And you'd be like, that's fun. I mean, I guess it's like that she got a check too. So like that's really, I mean, I'm trying to think. I guess my grandparents have always kind of gotten me like money and maybe like kind of junky stuff. Not junk, but like, I don't know, just like random things that they decide to get all their grandkids as presents. Like when I'm with my grandparents, I used to just like, there were so many of us grandchildren, they would get us all the same things. Maybe that's not super normal. I don't know. But that's what my grandparents did. But it would just be interesting. Like wrap the whole present and everything. Wonder how many presents she did get though.
I've already been to the party for my grandfather, and she humiliated me in front of all my friends. I have no desire to relive that experience.
She wouldn't relive that experience because none of her friends would be there. It would be Rory's friends.
Without even asking her. They're his schoolmates. I assume they were her friends. You know what they say when people assume things? No, what do they say? But you shouldn't. Very clever.
That's what. It's so weirdly one of my favorite jokes in the whole series. Because the actual line is, you know what they say about people who assume, it's that you make an ass out of you and me, because the word assume is ass, you, me. But it's just funny because she like doesn't know the joke. She like doesn't know the punchline to the joke. And for some reason that is even funnier to me. So I do enjoy that. It's so interesting because I do feel like this episode, like when I think about it, what immediately pops into my head is Rory's birthday party, like at their house in Stars Hollow and the cake and all that stuff. But This whole part, this like whole party is an iconic part of this episode. But you don't care what she needs. I don't know what size to use with this because I feel like this is too big for this yarn. Freaking solid burn. Solid burn, Lorelai.
Morning popcorn. You want some pancakes? No, I bet you
College fair. Try to be better. I'm going to make a little soap saber, by the way. That's what I'm making with this one.
I mean, what are you doing here? Getting a new brochure. Why? Because they're not selling pizza.
Because they're not selling pizza.
You're applying to Harvard? Yes. No! 10 generations of Gellers have gone to Harvard.
10 generations of Gellers have gone to Harvard. And spoiler, she doesn't get in. Paris doesn't. If we do, we duck. I think this begins their like tentative friendship before Paris decides then again at the end of this season that she hates Rory again because of a lie that Tristan tells her. Oh, that's nice. So maybe it wasn't bad that the party was thrown in the end. I love all the random extras that are in things like this. It's like, who are these girls sitting around the table, like, close enough to be like, yeah, I'm going to watch you open presents? I wonder how they did that with the sound, like with the microphones and stuff. Her singing so much like louder. Mom, she's so funny. It's like so much pressure. No reason to get up in the morning. My goodness. or asses.
Grandma, I can't believe you're here. I'm so glad you came. Hey, no tie? But I fixed it up a little.
No tie.
Lovely.
That is so cute that she's like wearing them though. Like that's so nice. She didn't even know they were going to be there. Like she literally thought that they weren't going to be there, and she still was wearing them. It's so nice.
My God, you're a tall specimen of a man. Must be over there in Hartford. Mom, Dad, can I get you a drink? Okay. Oh no, Mom, you're gonna need one, and I have wine glasses that say Holiday Inn on them. Solely on the rocks.
I like how she says "Solely on the rocks" with a twist, and then Lorelai just makes them like 2 sangrias. It's just funny. That's like one of those things. Like there's no dialogue about it, obviously. So it's like, I mean, there's a little bit, but it's just a very clever thing, I think. It's also wild that her parents have never been there.
Occasionally, when Rory was a baby and we lived at the inn, but they have never been here. Oh,
Ugh, I want some of Suki's hors d'oeuvres right now.
Suki said James. Suki's the chef at the inn. I did. You are very talented. Well, you must cater my next party. My friend is. But remember, I was never. Mom, Suki has a job. She's the chef at the inn. The inn where we work. My inn. 6 days a week, Mom.
6 days a week.
Just give her your number. We'll never get at her.
It's kind of wild. It like does come across that Lorelai works a lot, but I don't know. Sometimes I forget how much she works. Like the inn is her whole life. Always the Iceman. Tell people. I wonder if she's had some drinks. Like, he's like coming after close, after the diner closes, joining the party at the end. This is me. Like Richard is me. Ah, what a lovely party. He's sitting outside alone on the porch. Oh.
It's not true. No, don't you listen to them. You had a true gift.
This is Patty's. Cute. That is also nice, the idea of being able to have like dance classes and stuff in such a small town. Like, that's a dream. See, I'm making a little soap saver. I feel like that's the perfect reaction to that sort of thing. Oh, well, she just reads her with Luke.
coffee. Seems like it. And you're judging this by what? By the way you look at you, which is how? Like you're about to be the lap dance. Oh, you not look at me like that. What?
She's like, hell yeah. I want Luke to think that I.
Smiling because you're
Funny.
crazy, and that's what you do to crazy people to keep them calm. What's this? Well, that's me. I know it's you. You're wearing a cap. Yeah,
This is pretty crazy, like that she broke her leg and she didn't even know.
Yeah, 3 years ago during a yoga class, the headstand portion was a very ugly turn. Good thing was that I brought the smug on.
I don't understand how you can break your leg doing a headstand. But
Really think you would have done. Yeah. Well, you know, you can get a maid in here one week to be tight and like up. I like it cluttered. Can you find a bed? Yes, I can. It's the thing I crush into on the way to the closet. Check my bottom. It was nice that you came tonight, Mom.
it really was nice that Emily and Richard came to Rory's little birthday party. Like, it is a nice thing that they did. And she did get proved wrong. Like, Emily thought she knew everything about them and thought she had such a good read on them. And she does. She does have a good read on them. Like I just said, she like knows, she knows Lorelai for sure. To a certain degree. In a way that, especially in a way that only a mother can. And, but at the same time, like, yeah, she doesn't really know them at all. She doesn't know their life at all. I feel like he says something about the chimney later, like in the series when he quits his job and then comes and spends the day with them. I feel like he says stuff about the chimney too, but maybe I'm wrong. It's such a cryptic thing to say, and then he just like doesn't ask any follow-up questions. He's like, okay. Like there should be definitely at least one follow-up question asked to that. I love onion dip for breakfast. Oh, the fact that she just like sees this whole thing.
I mean, if there's anything to tell, it's okay.
This is better. He makes her a bracelet. Like, I just want to understand. I mean, I guess like the writers, like what else could they have done? He could have bought her something. I guess like he could have bought her a bracelet or like a necklace or something. But it's so wild that he made it. He's got jewelry making supplies, like leather, cutting. I guess it's just like basically essentially just like a piece of leather. Oh, he braided it. It's a braided piece of leather with a little coin on it, with a little hole through the coin. So it's like, how much of that did he do? Like, did he put the hole through the coin? Did he cut the leather? Did it already come in that like size? Okay, and that's the end of the episode. So I got this much done of this little project. and as much t-shirt yarn as I had on this project, and I'm going to stop it before it goes to the next episode. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.